Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Quaz. If you're listening to this podcast right now and I sound distant, that's because I'm trying a new software, new technology for the podcast. YouTube just sucks. Every time I do a podcast, be it by my lonesome or J or D joins me, it's a crapshoot. It's 50-50. I don't know if I'm going to be able to publish it or not. And that's what I hate about it. So I'm going to try this new technology software that I installed on my laptop and giving it a try right now. So hopefully, I know it's going to work. I know I'll be able to publish it onto YouTube, but first time trying out this new software. Anybody. Anyways, forget about all that. Today is Friday, December 19th, 2015, and we got the Star Wars movie coming out tonight. You know what? I tried to get tickets to go see that shit tonight. Everything's sold out. I literally had to purchase tickets online. And it won't be until next Tuesday. So I'm like, I gotta wait till next Tuesday. So all my friends that are gonna see it, they're gonna be calling me, texting me, saying, "Yo, man, movie was dope, or movie sucked, or whatever." I'm like, don't tell me, don't want to talk to you, leave me alone, don't talk to me till Tuesday. But I am pretty excited. I got seats reserved for myself. Taking my 3 oldest kids with me, and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna go enjoy it. Kids started their winter break, 2-week winter break. Lucky them. My wife started her vacation. Not gonna do a whole lot. My wife might go chill at her friend's house for a couple nights. I'll be working. You know, your boy is always working. If I'm not doing the show, I'm working. Making that dollar or chasing that dollar. Anyway, you have it. A lot of shit going on. I watched the presidential debate the other night, and I did discuss it on the podcast that never got posted. If you guys seen the YouTube podcast, you'll see I wrote a update on there cursing out YouTube for their technical difficulties that I was having. I hate it. You know, I get all these great thoughts. I get, my boys to join me, do a podcast. It's great. We're doing all this good shit. And then, YouTube's like, sorry, can't publish it. And I'm SOL. So it is what it is. You take it with a grain of salt. Right now I'm watching Football Life with Marshall Falk. But before I started the podcast, I was watching on the TV the other night. They were playing one of my favorite movies of all time, Hangin' With The Homeboys. If you don't know about it, or if you haven't seen it, do check it out. Hangin' With The Homeboys. It was made in 1991. Yeah, I know that's a bit old, but it has Dougie Fresh, Mario Joyner, John Leguizamo, and another dude whose name I can't remember. But one of my favorite movies, just about 4 guys in New York City that hang out on a Friday night, and they just go through all sorts of funny shit that happens to them, And I watched this when I was in high school, and every time it comes on, I just sit down and I just get lost in it and watch it every time. Great movie, check it out. Hanging With The Homeboys. What was that other movie that I was watching? I had seen it before. I ain't gonna try and waste time and recall and tell you what movie I was watching, what movie I wasn't watching. I did watch Inconvenient Truth, the movie with Al Gore back in 2005, that came out about global warming, climate change, and all that shit. It's still, it's still a stunner to sit there, watch, listen to the facts and the reports about all the stuff that's going on in this earth. And, Al Gore, he made a great point that it's not a political issue, but it's a moral issue that's happening with the earth. But you know what? I'm going to keep this show light. I'm not going to get too deep because, like, even Jay was saying, man, the show's too heavy. You talk about serious shit and whatnot. You got to keep the mood light and whatnot. So I'm going to do that. Keep the show light, keep the show happy, and we'll go with that. Tomorrow we got a football game. There's no games on tonight. No football games anyway. But I got a tip for you guys. Jets and Cowboys tomorrow night, 8 p.m. on the NFL Network. If you're a betting man, which I'm not, but if you guys are, if you're a betting man, take the Jets and the points. I believe they're favored. Take the Jets and the points. I got a good feeling about this one. On Sunday, another neat feeling I got is Giants. They're playing Carolina up in the Meadowlands, but I have a feeling the Giants, they're not going to beat the Panthers, but they're going to keep the spread close enough to the point where they'll be able to cover the point spread, keeping it close. Other than that, Monday night, definitely take South Florida over Western Kentucky. South Florida just been a monster all year, putting up 50, 60 points a game, and I don't think Western Kentucky is going to be able to keep up with them, and South Florida is just going to go crazy on them. So those are my three picks. Courtesy, now these aren't mine. These are courtesy of Brandon Lang, and he made some money for me last weekend. There was 3 games that he picked or he gave. I can't remember them, but I bet all 3 and I made some good change. But then again, this Thursday night, Brandon Lang said take the under on the first half points total for Rams and Tampa Bay. I was like, okay, you know what? I can do that, Brandon. You made me some money on Sunday. I'm going to let you make me some money right now. So I took it, and it was close. 2 minutes till halftime. The score was like 13 or 14-3, but the Rams were like within the 5-yard line. I was like, please don't score, please don't score, please don't score, please don't score. Next play, Todd Gurley goes in for a touchdown, and I'm done. I'm like, motherfucker. God damn it. Hate that shit when that happens, What are you going to do, It's ups and downs. You're not going to win them all, That's what I tell all my friends that do bet. You're not going to be able to win them all. So just get what you can while you can, and don't cry too much when you do lose, It is what it is. No big deal. Anyways, the other day I was driving, and I'm always driving. My work requires me to drive around the city, and when I'm driving, not only I'm driving, but when I'm driving, I'm mostly thinking. My thoughts are always, what can I talk about on the show? What's happening? I'm listening to the radio, listening to music, observing everything that's going around me. So as I was driving in the city, I see this big building, and I see window washers hanging over the side. This is like maybe a 30, 40, I would say 35 story building, right? And there's window washers hanging from a single rope over the side of these buildings, washing windows. And I was just thinking, this is an unnecessary job. We do not need window washers to be hanging over the side of a building to wash windows. It rains. Wait for it to rain. Let the rain wash your windows. I mean, unless the landlord or the whoever of that building, the manager of that building, insists on having the windows washed, I see it as a useless and unnecessary job. Not to the guys that are and not to mention, unnecessary and risky job. You cannot, I mean, those guys, I'm pretty sure, they're taking a risk hanging over the side of a building, washing windows for pennies, and it's an unnecessary job. And I think we just need to stop that. So all my window washing brothers, if you're listening, don't do it. It's too risky for the money that they're paying you, man. Go, do something else, Let's just abolish window washing. Let's do that. Let's just abolish window washing and be done with it. We don't need it. Unnecessary risk, right? Anyway, and the other thing, when I was driving in the city, when you see these cyclists, they're so adamant about sharing the road, wanting to ride their bikes, their little pedal bikes on the road instead of the sidewalk. I don't see what the big deal is about wanting to ride a bike on the road when you have a perfectly good sidewalk. I see it as risky. There's no way I would, if I'm ever riding my bike, which is like maybe once or twice a year, I would not ride it on the street, with traffic and all that shit. But these bikers, first of all, they're very adamant about wanting to drive on the road. And then second of all, they get so upset, so pissed off when, you do anything to offend them, be it cut them off or dare, God forbid, slow down in front of them. They get so upset. They'll tap, 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 tap on your car. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And these aren't just couriers, right? These aren't courier bikers. We're talking about, just guys that are biking for the sport of it. They get so upset. Now, I don't have a problem with bikers. I don't have a problem with them sharing the road and everything and whatnot, the streets. The only shit that pisses me off is they're on the road, but they just total disregard for all traffic lights and all traffic signs. They just run through red lights. Other cars are stopping. Bikers, they just go through it. What is that? I mean, you want to share the road, but then you just ignore the rules of the road. Come on, man. You can't have it both ways. You can't do that. You can't be insistent on sharing the road and then just ignore the rules. Run through red lights, run through stop signs, all that shit. That's something that just pisses me off, man. Pisses me off. I hate that, There's shit like that where I do want to purposely just open my door and watch them go flip upside down and crack their heads open. Motherfuckers. If you can't follow the rules of the road, get off the road. Go on the bike. Go on the sidewalk. Go on the sidewalk. Motherfuckers. Hate that shit. Oh, shit. I watched this cool-ass documentaries on one of my favorite bands, Daft Punk. Showtime was doing this documentary on Daft Punk called Daft Punk Unchained, pretty much chronicling their start, their rise to the electronica dance scene, the music scene, and then crossing bridges and transcending into different musics with different artists, Kanye West, Pharrell, and whatnot. It was great, man. It was great because not only was I listening to Daft Punk and mixing Daft Punk back in the day in the 90s, I think it was their second album, Homework. It's a classic. When that came out and I was listening to it, I was like, wow, shit's awesome. I still have the CD, for those of you people that remember CDs, I still have the CDs, and I got Daft Punk on rotation on my iPhone. But then, I kind of grew out of Daft Punk in the late 90s, but, I still would hear about them and whatnot, kind of like, how we all of us grow out of music every so often and you find something new to listen to. But, when I heard Kanye do Stronger, I'm like, that's Daft Punk. Daft Punk came out with that Bigger, Faster, Stronger, Harder, whatnot a while back. And Daft Punk and Kanye did a remix. First, I thought Kanye was just, biting them and just sampling them. But, did a little digging and found out Kanye did a collaboration with Daft Punk, which was awesome. And then when I'm watching the documentary, They did the segment where Daft Punk did a concert in San Diego, the Coachella festival that they have every year. It primarily features rising artists in the electronica scene and the dance scene, the the not necessarily hip hop, but the techno, the house, the electronica dance scene, right? Daft Punk, to my understanding, they hadn't done a U.S. concert in 10 years. And when they did Coachella in 2005, people still talk about it to this day. What a mind fuck that concert was. People were just like, poof, totally blown away, mind blown, I was watching the documentary, then I was like, I gotta YouTube it. So I YouTubed it and saw clips of the concert and Daft Punk doing Coachella, and it was awesome. I was like, I just wish I had been there. That would have been one of the concerts of a lifetime. You know how you go to certain shows, certain concerts, and you remember the really good ones, I still remember Lollapalooza 1992, one of my favorite concerts, I got to see Ice Cube, Ministry, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam. No, Pearl Jam was there, but I think I missed them. Red Hot Chili Peppers, a whole bunch of other dudes. Still remember that concert as one of my best concerts I ever went to, aside from a handful of other ones that I really enjoyed. I just can't remember right now. But I would have loved to have gone to Coachella to see Daft Punk. And right now, Daft Punks are legends in the music industry. Everybody wants to work with them. They're very exclusive, very much in demand. If you guys haven't seen or heard of Daft Punk, look them up, Google them, YouTube them, and you'll see what all the fuss is about, the Daft Punk. They won a whole bunch of Emmys last year, I think 5 Emmys altogether when they did that collaboration with Will Ferrell and Nile Rodgers on Get Lucky. So check them out, Daft Punk, pretty good stuff, all right? I'm just going to get into a little deep stuff just for a little bit. Donald Trump, he came out. We had the presidential debate earlier in the week. And Donald Trump was talking about, banning any more Muslims coming in to the United States and then monitoring mosques and, certain suspectable Muslims, if this is the Republicans' answers to a problem or a crisis, we're in trouble. But on the flip side, let Donald Trump do his thing. If he's the front runner, it's going to be that much more easier for Hillary Clinton to win. It is what it is, And I just can't believe how stubborn and hard-headed the Republicans are. 4 years ago, when we were having, it was Obama and McCain, no, that knucklehead, can't even remember his name, Mitt Romney. And even before that, McCain, 8 years ago, they're having the 4 years ago immigration debate. And at that time, the Republicans were so adamantly against, any type of immigration reform. You ask any Republicans, candidate or whatnot, no, we're not going to do this. And now, because, we had the debate, Donald Trump, he was still very adamant against immigration. He wants to put up a wall on the borders of the U.S. and Mexico. Right? Yeah, that's his solution. That's one of his, legislative platforms to go off of, which is total BS. But the other Republicans, they're slowly coming around to the idea of immigration reform. These illegal immigrants that, this is coming from, Cruz, Rubio, Jeb Bush, and so forth. I can understand. They have a card in the matter. They have a stake in the matter. Cruz and Rubio, they have Latino background and heritage. Jeb Bush, his wife is Latina. So they have a big stake in the matter. Don't really know where the other ones, Carla Ferrioni and the others stand. But the other ones, for the most part, the party line is saying reform, immigration reform, 4 years, 8 years after the fact, where they're like, okay, if these illegal immigrants have been in America for 10 plus years and they're in good standing and they had children that were born here and they had no things, instead of deporting them and uprooting their whole family, separating families, because American citizens can stay here, it's just the illegals have to go home. A separation of family. They're like, okay, let's have them pay a penalty, but then also, speed the process of them getting, legal status within the United States. This is what Democrats have been preaching for years now, and the Republicans are still slowly getting around to it. It's a tedious time right now in America. There's just so much shit going on. Me as a Muslim American talking about the issues, you have to bring it to light. And if we let knuckleheads like Trump dictate how America is going to react to these situations, these problems, these crises, we're in trouble. But the polls, and I love polls, they show that if Trump was to win the Republican primaries and be the presidential nominee for the Republicans, Hillary would run circles around him and trounce him. So I'm like, let Trump do his thing. Let him be the front runner. Let him win the primaries, get the votes and whatnot. I'm all for it. Because you see the Democrats, they don't need a lot of debates. It's Hillary and that's it. And people are staunchly behind Hillary, and it's going to be a rout. It's going to be Alabama going against Coastal Carolina. Hillary's Alabama, Trump's Coastal Carolina. It's not even going to be close, So that's my little deep thought for the night. There was a couple of other things I wanted to talk about. Oh, look, they're showing some cute little kitties on the TV. My family, they all want to get kittens. That's the big thing in the house. Can we get kittens? Can we get kittens? I'm all for it. I love cats. I'm a cat person. I hate dogs. Sorry, all you dog people. Dogs are disgusting. I hate them. Can't stand them. I love kittens. I love cats. I love kittens. Those are my pet choices when we get cats. Anyways, yeah, that's my little spiel. Family wants to get kittens. But I was at the store the other day. I think it was Target or something. I'm two things. First of all, it's Christmas season, and I am on the hunt for these Christmas-only cookies that Archway Cookie brings out. They are these cashew nougat cookies. Some are, I think the other ones are like pecans, but both are great. And they only come out during Christmas time, from like middle of November to the end of December. And there's such a short window to get these cookies. And to add on top of it, only 1 or 2 stores carry them. There's one supermarket here, Giant, that carries them, and I literally check every Giant that I pass to see if they have it. I know one Giant that does have it, and I go there, I buy like 20 boxes, and I stock up on that shit. But like for the past 7 years, they didn't have it. This Christmas season, I went to that particular Giant close to my mother's house, went there, and they had it. And I went apeshit crazy, just salivating like a Pavlovian dog over them, right on cue, ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding, oh. And I bought like 5 boxes right there. I'm like, I gotta get back and get some more. But that Giant is just so out of the way, I just cannot get there and get those freaking cookies that I'm craving for. I have cravings for them. I'm like, I want to get those cookies, I tell my wife, if you're passing a Giant, if you're in a Giant, stop, check the cookie aisle, see if they have these little round, delicious, goody cookies, And, she thinks I'm crazy, right? And, she'll come home and tell me, yeah, that Giant didn't have it. I don't know if she checked or not, because one time she told me I couldn't find the cookie aisle. So it is what it is. The other thing I wanted to talk about, I was at Target in the cookie aisle looking for my delicious nougat cookies. There was this family there, husband, wife, teenage daughter, and I think like 2 sons. I don't know if both of the sons were theirs or whatnot, but 2 boys were with them. Now, I wasn't trying or nothing, but I happened to glance over. The daughter was squatted down. I don't know how old she was, 15, 16, 17, but these girls that she had on jeans, she had on low-rise jeans, and they were pretty much halfway down her butt crack, And I'm looking, not that I was like oogling and stalking or anything like that. I'm like, oh shit, kind of disalarming. But what do you do in that situation? Do you go to the parents and say, hey, excuse me, your daughter's ass is hanging out of her pants? Hell no. You don't want to stare? Hell no. But then what do you do? I mean, that's the type, I know, yeah, people are already going to emailing me already. Q, just walk away. Just turn around, walk away. You don't want that trouble, If you stare too long, the parents are going to notice, right? If you say something, the parents are definitely going to get upset. Why are you staring at my daughter's ass? Well, why? Situation that could be purely disalarming could turn into parents telling the manager calling the cops, and your boys answering questions to the popo. But that thing, I have daughters myself, and there's no way I would let them go out dressed like that. No way. Every time my daughters go out with me, I check them. Nope, pants are too tight, pants are too low, whatever, go change. When you go to these stores and you see these parents walking with their kids dressed the way they're dressed, I'm like, dude, cover up your daughters. Tell your sons to pull their pants up. Or tell your sons to stop wearing them damn skinny jeans. I'm like, oh my goodness. There's no way, parents are so scared to tell their kids what to do these day and age, They're just like, it's whatever. Oh, hey, here's a little test I want you guys to do, just for shits and giggles. The other day, I was on the highway, and this cop was there, right? I wasn't speeding or anything. Experiment. Try this little experiment. Because, like, cops, not only are all cops are douchebags, all cops are super paranoid. They always think someone's out to get them, right? They probably feel that way is because all of them are douchebags and all of them do shady shit. So this cop was on the highway. I'm 2 lanes over, but then, he comes right in front of me. So I'm following him for a mile, 2 miles, 5 miles, because I don't want to pass him, right? Because then that idiot just might pull me over for speeding. So I was just following him, and he just happened to take the exit that I was going to take. So I'm following him off the exit. And then he just, for the next not 10 miles, I would say 7 miles, is going in the same direction that I'm going. And I'm just right behind him. Now, this douchebag cop gets so paranoid, he changes lanes. I don't pass him. He slows down, and then he gets behind me. I'm like, WTF, right? What the fuck is this guy doing? He changes lanes, slows down, lets me pass. Because, he's going way below the speed limit. I'm not going to slow down. I'm like, I got shit to do. Then he gets behind me. I'm like, dude, I ain't doing nothing. Why are you being so paranoid? But then my turn comes up for my office. So it turns in, and he just drives away. So, boys and girls, try and follow a cop for as long as you can. And just see how they react. Guarantee you they're going to get paranoid as fuck and change lanes, let you pass them, and they're going to get behind you. Try that out. See what happens, I'm going to finish watching Hangin With The Homeboys because I got it on DVR. And it's right at one of my favorite parts. And we'll end the show on a high note. Go with the Jets. Go with the Giants. Go with South Florida this weekend. If you want to make a little cheddar. This is your boy, Quaz. This is the Quazemoto Show. You can find me on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search Quazemoto Show. Please keep sending your emails. I love reading them. Quazemotoshow@gmail.com. Hit me up on Tumblr. Hit me up on Facebook. I do check them every so often and put postings on there as well. But regardless, everybody have a good weekend. Go watch Star Wars. Go enjoy your Christmas break. Go spend some money. Go, guys, girls, go out, party, get laid. Do whatever you're going to do. Just have some fun. And be safe. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.